everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Coaching Call podcast. On this podcast, we'll cover various types of coaching by trainers in sports, martial arts, fitness, and business. We'll discuss each coach's methods to getting the most out of their respective athletes or clients and how they attempt to change the platform in which they coach. Join us on a fun adventure as we discuss unique coaching styles. Coaching is a universal part of how we get others to get something done. Join your host, Raphael, and his guests on this unique journey in coaching.
Hi, I'm Sifu Raphael, and this is the Coaching Call podcast. If you enjoy this episode, please subscribe and leave a review. This episode was made possible by listeners like you. Angela, thank you so much for joining me on Coaching Call. How are you today?
Oh, very well. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Pleasure. I'm excited. I'm exceptional and getting better every day.
It's awesome.
So you have a very unique story, as we all do, right? But what I love, before we get into what you've been doing lately, I want to know about you. I want to get to know you in a deeper level so that I can say, man, I know Angela and she's amazing. I already know some of your story, but I think we want to get a little deeper. So tell me, where'd you grow up? And before the age of 10, who were your biggest, I want to go back.
Okay.
Who were your biggest influencers back then?
Actually, my parents. Yes. My mom and dad and close family. I grew up in a very rural area in Germany. A lot of farmland around me. And I have to say it was a very protective upbringing. And I grew up in a very structured environment, close to nature. That's how I would describe it. I grew up with horses. Yes.
You ran with the horses, or you were riding the horses?
Actually, riding them. I was big into horseback riding. Yes. My mom was breeding Arabian horses at the time.
Oh, wow. Those are beautiful.
Amazing
pictures. So let me ask you, what was one story about you riding a horse that really takes you back?
In the springtime, because in the winter the horses don't move a lot. So in the spring they have a lot of energy. And I remember when I took my stallion out the first time, and we were actually out in the field having the fresh air. You see the flowers coming, leaves are coming, and I just let him run, and feeling that power and the connection I had with the horse was amazing. Like you could feel every muscle and how the energy like exploded. This is an amazing feeling. And we were a team. He trusted me, I trusted him. It was just a very good symbiosis, so to speak. Like we were one.
Ah, that's beautiful. When did you actually start to ride on your own?
Horseback riding on my own? Before I rode a bicycle, I can't remember. Yeah, I've always been with horses. Yeah.
A horse is much more fun than a bicycle, by the way.
I would say I was in mountain biking. Like I did mountain biking for quite a while too, later in life. But no, that was the horses were my thing. Yeah, for sure.
And did you ever have any scary experiences while you were on a horse?
Of course, tons of them. But to be honest, this is the fun thing. Like, it's the unplanned, spooky things what happened with the horses, and you fall off a horse too. The part what was my lesson in that regard was always get back up on the horse again.
Right.
And don't let fear interfere with the joy you're having. So that was a huge lesson, and that happened quite a bit.
I recall when I started learning to ride horses, I had a friend of mine here in New York who had one in Brooklyn. And my first ride was on the beach.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Was amazing.
Yeah.
And I literally took a 5-minute lesson, and then it's like I felt the horse, and I know the power that you feel. It's amazing,
Mm.
and how it's just amazing. Another
Yeah.
time I was in Arizona, and a friend of mine owned half a mountain, so we go on the mountain, and we had to ride like it was maybe 8 inches,
Oh, small trail.
tiny trail,
Yeah.
and he said, "Are you afraid of heights?" I said, "No." So we're going up the mountain, and you look down, and all you see is like
Yeah,
all
that's
those.
something.
That is something. And he goes, "The only thing you have to worry about, if a horse sees a snake, it's going to take you back." I said,
Wow.
"Okay, no snakes." Thank God on that trail we didn't see any.
The snake. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but see, that's also the trust in the horse, and the horse really takes care of you too.
Oh yeah.
Like it's such a teamwork, and if you don't experience it, yeah, everybody should actually. It's such a great connection, and finding also there is a peace around it. When I was with the horses, there was always such peace and calmness, and it helped me a lot to find balance in my life as well. Like it was a great yin and yang if it came to like school and later on in life. Like this was always my peace place.
Yeah, beautiful. You know, one of the things that I've learned about horses is that they're truth seekers. They know when you're lying.
Oh, they feel it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I had somebody on my show who actually used horses to help guide people with
Mhm.
their fears, their truths, all that kind of. So I was
Oh,
like,
that's interesting.
really interesting, very interesting. So you did not expect to come on this show and start talking about horses, that you?
No, I didn't. A good
But
topic.
that's part of you, right? That's the only reason we went there, because you mentioned it, and you know, I love stories. I love to listen, and and you talked about the balance it gave you riding a horse, because you fell so many times, and you understood that your balance was important. So, and you also talked about your parents were the biggest influencers in your life. Who would you say gave you words that made a difference, like words of wisdom, words that you still carry around with you today?
Um, Interesting. Like, that's a good question. My dad, um, he was my biggest supporter, but he was also a very strict person. So he always told me, when it gets tough, the tough gets going.
Mm-hmm.
And that was always on my mind. Like he had this never give up attitude, what he taught me basically. And he was always a very happy person too. And my mom was more the creative artist who could do anything unprepared on the fly, and it always looked perfect. Like
Nice.
very different, two different characters, but both had their strength. And yeah, I mean, I had many coaches too who were incredible coaches. They just taught me a lot about consistency, structure. Yeah, again, not giving up.
If besides your parents, if you are on a lifeboat and you can only fit one coach, not your parents, you can only fit one coach that
Mhm.
impacted your life, which coach would that be?
That would have been my first like bodybuilding coach I had. She was a very tough lady who had like how can I say it? She was not holding back on her feedback. It was tough love, but boy was she loyal and engaged, helpful. very strong person herself. And she was a very good leader. Like, I trusted her completely in whatever preparation, like if it came to diet and exercise, whatever she came up with, I just did it because I knew she always had the best interest in mind. So yeah, she's hands down, that would be the person. Total trust. I could tell her anything, and she had the knowledge as well. Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. It's interesting how we have so many people touch our lives, but then we have one that
Yep.
truly, when we look back, we go, wow, that's the
Mhm.
person.
Yeah.
What was her name?
She's my rock
She's
for
still
sure.
around or passed?
Oh no, she's still around. She's in Germany, and
Okay.
we're still in contact. Yes.
Nice.
Amazing
Nice.
person, like I said. Mhm.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So you kind of jumped ahead because you talked into bodybuilding. So you were in Germany, you're riding horses. Um, Tell me about your life from the age of 10 to 20. What was that like? What what obstacles did you come across?
Mhm. Well, that's when the obstacles started. um, uh, in my teenage years, to be honest with you, I was always athletic. I was in sports big time, and I never had a weight issue, so to speak. But then when I finished high school and I got into college, like in Germany, it was when I was 18, I gained a ton of weight because I wasn't as active. The typical, like, what happens. And I was so unhappy. And the social environment put a lot of pressure on me as well. You want to be successful. You were in a relationship who wasn't healthy either. So I got a lot of pressure from there. I wanted to build a career. And it was always, or a lot, about the look as well. It was not how you performed, it was how you looked. Like, it had to be the total package to be successful. And that's where I got into all kinds of crazy diets.
Really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you went into diets because you were doing it for you, or were you doing it for someone else? You were trying to fit in, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Wrong reason. I wanted to fit in. Yes, I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be accepted. And I did it for the wrong reasons. Yes. And to be honest with you, I didn't have a lot of knowledge about nutrition at all. And I just thought whatever I read in any magazine back in the days, or books, or whatever I could get my hands on, I just tried the diet. And I always put it to an extreme because I wanted a quick result.
Quick fix, yes.
Yeah, I admit it. That's what I did. Yep.
Yeah.
All
And
the
that's what most people really want. They want quick results.
Mhm.
It's like, what's going to work right now? I don't want to wait till tomorrow.
And I have to admit too, I thought I was invincible. I didn't care about my health. I just wanted to fit into size 0 clothes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but well, just being honest. That
But,
was my thought process. Yeah.
so you went through all these different diets. You went extreme with them so that you actually wound up hurting yourself, right?
Big time. I would say I developed an eating disorder where it came to major health issues and I ended up in the hospital.
Mm.
So that was my wake-up call where I said, wow, what am I doing here? What is this? This can't be my life. I don't accept that. I don't want that. I need to change. Mhm.
So, hey, Simon, thanks for joining us. When we consider hitting that point where you had to go to the hospital, what was your mindset at that point? Because you probably were, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but were you in denial?
I did not think I had a problem.
Mm. Right.
I
That's
thought,
right.
I thought like, well, what's the big deal?
Mhm.
I'm still not where I want to be. I'm still fat. I always saw myself as a big person. I
Really?
still wanted to continue on my journey. And I mean, I collapsed on a mountain bike. That's how I ended up in the hospital. So yeah, it was a rough awakening at that point. And in the hospital, I remember they didn't want me to step on a scale.
Mhm.
And they literally, I was in the room, but they didn't talk to me. They talked at that time to my parents what
Oh.
to do. And
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm right here. Like, wow, what's going on? Yeah. Mhm.
Pretty scary to find yourself in that situation, but I guess that was your eye opener.
Big time. Yes. That was the one of the moments. Yes.
What was the action steps that they, if you recall, they told your parents that they had to take in order to help you?
Yeah. They wanted me to go to a retreat and get help. And I said, I don't need help. I said, I need more education. I just don't know what I'm doing. So, what I did, and see, again, I had the support of my parents. I went back to school and I became a nutritionist because I saw that there is an issue and I don't want anybody tell me what to do. I want to learn how to fix this. I want to be able to understand the concept of the body, how this works to actually get to a better place. Yeah.
You're brilliant. That was brilliant. Because most people would have gone to a place where they're going to tell them how to do it, but not understand why. So
Right.
you wanted to understand. You're very inquisitive, I can tell. And I think that understanding why and how will benefit most people. So you went for more education. And
Yes.
you asked the most important question is, don't give me fish, teach me how, right?
Exactly. Yep. But that was very important to me. Yes. hmm
Beautiful. So you went to schooling for it. How long did that take and what was the outcome of that?
So the nutrition school was 2 years,
Mhm.
and I finished my degree, and I worked full time and did the school. And I changed my diet around completely. And what I started was journaling everything. I started taking pictures, journaling, writing it down. What if I put so many carbs in my body? How do I look? What if I pull them out? How much exercise I do? How like I I recorded my journey and I started to understand how the body responds to certain foods and to certain exercises. So most of my knowledge I have is by experience. I did it. That's how I would say it. Like I experienced it. I know what works and doesn't because I did it.
Anybody listening right now, you can see it on the thing right here. It says House of Shape, and that's the website that you need to go to, because Angela, I'm going to put it at the bottom too. Angela is going to talk not only about nutrition but a lot of different things. And so, Angela, I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you okay with that?
Yes, please do.
Okay. Because I am in awe of beauty, and beauty is not external. Beauty is also internal.
Yes.
And so, but I am floored by you because you have both. You have
Thank you.
external and you have internal. So I'm going to just put you on, and I just want to look at those amazing arms that you have. Just go like this for a second for me. Put
I
your
can't
arms.
see you. What do you want me to do?
Double bicep pose, really
Double
cool.
bicep.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Beautiful, incredible. Thank you. And thank you for me letting me put you on the spot, because you not only are aware of what I call medicine, which I call food, right? They, to me, it's the same words, right?
Yeah.
So that's true medicine. Food, if you use it properly, could be your medicine. And
Oh,
then you understand the dynamics of the beautiful body that you've been given as a gift, and you take care of it. And so many people,
very important.
this beautiful body, yet they treat it like crap. Meanwhile, they take care of their car really nice, right?
No,
They take care of
so
material things really nice.
so well spoken. I always say, like, you can move as like much as you want in the most beautiful house, but you live in your body all your life. That's your temple, and that's what you need to take care of. And wherever you live, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does, but the house where you live in first, that's why I call my company House of Shape, because it has a message. And yeah, the body is very important. And it's amazing what the body can do. And I think the biggest problem right now is that a lot of people are disconnected. They don't know anymore what health feels. And to experience that through my clients and how they transition and transform is just a beautiful thing, what I enjoy most. Mhm.
One of the things that I always, people who are much younger than me are on tons of medications, and they take 20 pills, 30 pills, 10 pills. And they say, well, what do you take? I say, nothing. I say, I take food, and that's
Mhm.
my pills, that's my medicine. And they're like, well, how? I say, I move every day. Every
Yeah,
day movement is also my medicine.
correct.
So when you can start to realize and appreciate the gifts that we've been given, I got to be honest with you, every minute when I wake up, the first thing I do is pray.
Mhm.
Second thing I do is give gratitude. I thank,
Grateful.
said, thank you for the gifts you've been giving me. Thank you for my hands, for my legs, for my heart, my lungs. Without these, what do I have? Right. So I need to take care of the gifts that I've been given. And then, of course, I also thank him for the opportunity to share my gifts
Mhm.
and with my friends and family.
Wonderful. And you know, Raphael, if I have clients who are, I deal with clients, some of them have sugar addictions, food addictions. And one of the tools I give them is actually having a gratitude book in the morning. That's how I want them to start the day. Very important to be grateful. And when they get their moments, when they want to go to the food, I said, pull that journal out and read out your gratitude. Read it all out. Speak it. You want to hear it. And you know what? They will not eat. It will calm them down. This is just a couple seconds they need to realize what they're grateful for. And they remember why they started the journey, and they're not going to the food. It's a powerful tool. I love it. Yes.
One of the things that I do a lot is after I eat, I do push-ups.
Uh-huh.
And I had lunch with somebody, and I just went over to the side, and we were not in a restaurant or anything. I was at their house, and I started doing push-ups. They're like, "You just ate? You're doing push-ups?" I'm like, "Yeah, because if I didn't eat correctly, I wouldn't be able to do push-ups. I'd want to go lay down somewhere." So,
That's right.
so for me, I need to be able to move at any given. And
Yes.
food is my fuel. So if I eat fuel, I should be able to do push-ups as soon as I'm done. I can do abs. I can do whatever workout I want as soon
Right.
as I finish eating. And a lot of
Yep.
people go, "You're just nuts." I'm like, yeah, that's okay.
Well, I take walks, after every meal, I'll take a walk. I call them my wonder walks because then I have a lot of ideas and I get creative. And my workouts are early in the morning. Yeah.
I've
That's
already
like,
done mine, but I'm different in the way that I work out early. The first thing I do before I shower, I do push-ups. After I shower, I do push-ups. And I do my workouts, that kind of stuff. But then in the evening, I also work out. And then in the middle of the day, sometimes I'll work out. I
Mhm.
just like to move, right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but movement for me is so incredible when we can do all these different things. I just want to put my phone on do not disturb just in case. Right. So yeah, movement is everything, and obviously you are one who knows movement. So you went to nutritional school. When did you realize that bodybuilding was for you?
hmm that started early in my 20s. And I was always fascinated with, yeah, bodybuilders, female or male, how they were able to sculpture, to
Right.
create those bodies. And that was always a form of art for me. Other people sculpture clay or paint a picture. And for me, it was always building the muscle, creating this physique. And I mean, back in the days, I mean, Corey Everson, Linda Murray, yeah, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like all those famous bodybuilders. And I watched and like all the bodybuilding shows, and I was just impressed by the performance and what they were able to create, and even movies or something. Like I always liked it to see, and if it's martial arts or like I said, bodybuilding. I mean, whatever I could watch in that regard, I just admired it. So I started again at the gym, not knowing what I was doing, but I worked out. I got a membership and I just started training. And then when I got my nutrition license, then I actually moved the needle where I saw big changes in my body because it was actually feeding my body fuel to build muscle. So then it went really quick because, yeah, that was a major thing. We can't out exercise a bad diet. You really can't. And of course, at the beginning, I was more in the cardio section. Again, over exercising, doing way too much, not knowing what I was doing. And again, progressing, just learning a lot. And I had at that time a group of people who were all athletes and we were working out together. So that was a lot of fun too.
You said something that triggered something for me, and you said over exercising. Tell me about how dangerous that can be.
Well, what you're doing is you want to create or force the muscle to adapt and grow. Now, if you over exercise and tear down more and more muscle and you're not able to recover, you're just constantly inflamed. You're constantly damaging more and more tissues. And at one point, there will be injury. There will be so much stress on your system, something will give. You can't continue. And if it's, I mean, like I said, it's amazing how much you can do and how robust a muscle and a body can be. But at one point, you just literally burn out. Yeah. I mean, it's unavoidable and you don't create anything. You actually harm your metabolism, you harm your endocrine system, your bones. Like the whole body is, everything is connected to the muscle, is such a beautiful thing. If you understand this concept that the muscle is the key of longevity, and that's where it's coming from, then you understand health. And yeah, that's what I had to learn the hard way, but I learned it.
Yeah. Well, for example, the reason that triggered for me because it made me think. There's a gym near me, and unfortunately, this woman was at the gym 7 days a week. She was there 5, 6 hours every day, and you see her getting thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner, but she wouldn't stop. She wouldn't stop. She actually collapsed and died
Wow.
at the gym on the treadmill.
Yeah.
So
Terrible.
she
That's so
she
sad.
did it, and that's what overdoing it is. When
Mhm.
she didn't feel like she was doing enough, when she felt maybe she was too big.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's a lot going on. And like I said, I deal with a lot of clients who are, I call them skinny fat.
mm,
So they're skinny, but they have no muscle. And that's a huge problem. Huge. Yeah, that's terrible.
yeah. One of the other things that happens to people is, and there was a doctor, he wrote a book, an incredible book, and he was a plastic surgeon, and it said that people came in for plastic surgery, but they still saw the old person when they looked in the mirror. He can make them beautiful, he can make their nose small or whatever, but they still saw, or he can give them liposuction, but they still saw a big person, right?
What I see in my clients who are like, they're coming from big numbers and they're losing a lot of weight. And I can tell you 100% every time they go and shop clothes and they're too big.
Mm.
Every time. I'm like, it's not, that doesn't fit you. That's the body, what I'm thinking I look like. Oh no, they still see themselves big. Yes, it takes a time, an adjustment until they understand that they're actually small.
You're right. I'm going to start working with a new lady, and she lost 160 pounds.
Wonderful.
She she lost another person basically.
Yeah.
So what wound up happening is she was supposed to come and do a self-defense, and she felt that she couldn't keep up. She felt like she didn't know, she didn't. So she actually did. She's going to do one-on-ones with me, and she said, I lost all this weight. I said, congratulations. She goes, but I still have this time that I look in the mirror and I see the old me. She goes, it's very fleeting moments that I actually see me, who I am today. She goes, but then it disappears that quick. That's how fast it goes away. And she goes, but I'm doing everything every day to slowly be able to see longer, make it more incremental in time, that she looks in the mirror and she goes, nice. I like what I see. So
Yeah.
that most of the times she looks and she goes, oh, I don't like that. And so that's one of the challenges that she's facing right now. And that's probably a challenge that a lot of people are
Well, it
constantly
is,
facing.
yeah, a lot of programming. It's a lot what we are surrounded with and standards, what we think we need to look like. I understand the pressure. I understand the concept. I think you need to work on your authentic self,
Correct.
and not listening to the voices. It's so funny. I have like parts in me that's like the good and the bad, and we have conversations, and you know what I'm saying. And sometimes it's more the mother in me, and sometimes it's more the judge, or like, and I just stopped. I stopped this crazy talk in my head, and I just live my authentic self. And that was a big step, and it's a lot of work. And it's interesting too how harshly you talk to yourself. um, I was not nice at all. I would never talk to a friend like this. I would be always supportive. I would always help. And to myself, why can I not do this? Why am I such a failure? Why is this not going like I want? Why I'm not strong enough? Why did I go off that diet? Why did I eat this again? Why do I do the same mistake over and over again? Like, oh my goodness, I was not nice. I'm telling you. And I
Right.
had to learn and understand, again, gratitude, and be more gentle to yourself, and always
Yes.
do your best. Yeah.
I always tell my clients what they need to do is look in the mirror and just say a couple of words that say, hey, I love you. You're amazing. And I like what you do. Just a couple of little words. It doesn't have to be affirmations. It could just be saying, you're doing great.
Mhm.
Right.
You know
I
what I
love
do?
that. Right.
Yeah.
Go.
What I do, and I have this actually from another coach, I let my clients create a badass list. They
I
need
like
to write down when they were a badass. And then when they have their moments, just read out your badass list, all the good stuff you accomplished and you did. And yeah, you are a badass. So
Yeah.
acknowledge it and embrace it. And I think that helps you to snap out of whatever thoughts you're having. And it's a very helpful tool.
I think that one of the other things that we have to understand as humans, that it is natural for some people to put you down, because when somebody puts you down, they're trying to elevate themselves up, but they're
Correct.
doing it the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
To elevate themselves, they shouldn't put anybody down, but that's how they've learned how to do it. So we need to have a tool available to us to realize that if somebody curses me out, somebody comes and says nasty things for me, I just say a nice little prayer for them, and I say, I hope you find peace. So,
Mhm.
and it's funny when driving, if somebody gives me the finger, I go, oh, look, they think I'm number one.
Um,
To me, they give me this finger, not the middle finger, right? So
Yep.
it's the positive outlook that you have to
Yeah.
have when somebody comes at you in a negative way. Just say, hey, you know what? It's okay. I forgive them. Because if they
What I
really
have.
knew who I am, they would never treat me.
I mean, I tell them, I forgive you. If it's really into my face, I forgive. And they actually blow up more. It's very interesting what happens.
They get
But
so mad, yes.
yeah, it's very interesting. But I don't take it personal either, because I know I'm not the problem. It's their problem in their life and they have to fix it. It's not me.
Correct, correct. And when we think about, we walk outside our door and we get bombarded with tons of messages, right?
Yes.
It's
Oh,
almost like and I even said this yesterday, so everybody's trying to put hands on you, right? And
yeah.
it's like, whoa, take that hand off. Only a few hands that are going to be loving will I allow on me, right? If they're going
Right.
to touch my heart, those are the ones I want. The ones that come in and they want to stab my heart, those are the ones I kick out, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but we almost have to swim in upstream sometimes, right? And sometimes it feels like it's such a hurdle, but like when I was riding on that horse and I'm going along this little 8-inch ledge, and I looked down, and if that horse decided to buck me, I would be gone. But I realized that struggle, if you will, became beautiful when we got to the top, because then we were able to take off, and
Yeah.
the beauty and the power that came with it, and the breath of fresh air and the wind in my face was beautiful. So sometimes the struggle is worth it.
Oh, yeah. And see, I think, to be honest with you, in general, life is hard. Life is hard. Just acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Pick your heart. What heart do you want to do? Now, people ask me all the time, is it hard to work out, to do the diet? They're like scared of the program, whatever. Is it hard? I get this question all the time. I say, yes, it is hard, but it's hard to be overweight and trying to get up the stairs and your knees are hurting? Is it hard to not be able to buy clothes? Is it hard to watch your grandkids play and not playing with them? Is it hard to give up hobbies you did when you were younger and you can't do them anymore? That's hard too. So pick your heart. And
Yeah.
I chose my heart and I enjoy my heart. I just make the best out of it. How about that?
Yeah, I enjoy my heart too, but
Uh-huh.
we consider we have a chance every morning
Mhm.
I start with my gratitude. Listen, I'm so happy I'm alive. Thank you for this gift you've given me. Now, what do I do with this gift?
Correct.
Do I use this gift? Yeah, it may be hard, it may be difficult, but if I have my end goal, then
Mhm.
no matter what I have to go through, if I have to cross the river and there's things coming at me, what's my choice? Stay on the one end of the bank or not go across? But when I get to the cross, I get across, there's going to be better things. Maybe there's fruits, maybe there's vegetables, and over here there's crap. There's no
Yep.
food. Do I want
Exactly.
to go across? Do I struggle to get there? And along the way, do I even enjoy the journey? Do I
I
see the
definitely,
beauty? Do I
yeah.
see the beauty in the journey I'm on, right?
I think it is a mindset, because we all struggle in a certain way, but it's what you made out of it. And what, for me, it's always an experience. That was quite an experience. And then I move on, I do not dwell on it. And this is the same thing with perfect. There's either everything is perfect or nothing's perfect. Like, what is perfect? We all do our best. And for me, that's perfect.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't believe in perfect.
Yep.
If you ever know somebody who's perfect, I want to meet them,
Mhm.
shake their hand, and I
That's
want to
my
ask them,
point. Yeah. What is perfect?
"How
There
are
is,
you perfect?"
yeah. No.
There's, I've never met a perfect human being, but I have met some incredible human beings
Yeah.
like you, right? Because you understand that the struggle is real. The struggle
Mhm.
will be forever. So you said pick your heart. Do you want to be in your last days? Do you want to be tied up in tubes in a hospital? Or do you want to be running in the park and moving around or swimming or whatnot? That's the
Well spoken. I mean, what is this all about? What are we doing? For me, it's so interesting, the conversation of health span and lifespan. Everybody talks about lifespan. I want to live longer. I want to live longer. And we have a lot of this biohacking going on, which is an interesting field. But for me, the whole essence of this all is not extending the lifespan, it's extending your health span. You want to live a healthy, long life and then be gone. You do not want to suffer in your last, like, 20, 30 years of diseases and then finally die. And this is such a huge difference. And it's actually scary. In the United States, the average lifespan is 79 years. The average health span is 63 years. This is a very scary number. So 20% of your lifetime, you are going to be sick and suffering. It's no fun. And that's what I want to prevent for my own life and for the life of my clients. Health span. Yeah.
health span. One of the things that I always say to people is, how do you communicate? How do you communicate with yourself? How do you communicate with your family? How do you communicate overall? So I want to share this. I don't even think I have the video. I wanted to share a video with you guys yes, I do. Here we go. Take a look.
Welcome to Speaking Prowess, where we believe in the power of communication to transform lives. If you're ready to take your communication skills to the next level, then mark your calendars for April 5th, because we've got something special for you. We have a lineup of some of the most influential communication experts in the industry. These are the voices that will guide you on a journey to enhance your ability to connect, influence, and succeed. At Speaking Prowess, our mission is clear: to empower you through effective communication. We know that mastering the art of communication isn't just about what you say. It's about how you say it and the impact it has on every aspect of your life. So take action now. Join us on April.
So yes, that's an older commercial, but just the impact that your words have and the impact that the words have on yourself,
Yeah.
because that's self-talk, right?
Oh, huge.
You look in the mirror when you say things, one of the things that I literally want to kick people in the head when they say this. When I go, hey, whatever, do this or that, and they're like, I'm too old. I'm like, come here, let me kick you in the head. You're not too old.
I hear that a lot.
Here's where you're too old, right?
Yep.
Physically, you're 42 years old or 40. I've heard people in their 30s say, oh, I'm too old to do that. Like,
Yes.
really? I
Yep.
said, I'm double your age. Hello? How are you too old? Right? So
It's a
it's very interesting that the words we use impact our lives so much. So I
yeah.
encourage everybody to go to Speaking Prowess and find out about your communication skills as well.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it totally is. So when you get a chance, go to Speaking Prowess.
I will check it out.
Yeah. But then the other one that I want to talk to you about also is your code. So for this one, and I'll share this with you as well, is how do we communicate? No, first, we need to know who we are.
Mhm.
And then we should be able to communicate with people according to who they are. So
Right.
knowing their code will allow you to communicate so much better. And this is great for people who work with other people like you. You work with other people, and sometimes they don't make decisions the way you want them to make decisions. So how do we understand how they make their decisions will help us help them more. So
Right.
if, as coaches, if we want to help people, I think knowing how they make a decision allows us to help them
Yeah.
make the right decision, right?
hmm Yeah.
So I'm going to tell everybody, make the decision to go to this incredible website, houseofshape.com. And Angela, you bring so much to the table because you talk about it's not easy. It's not easy, but you are worth it. So take the challenge. Do the work.
Absolutely. hmm
Your life has more meaning. But if you do nothing about it, you'll never know.
That's true. True. Well
What-
spoken.
What's one of the things that can happen if somebody came to your website? What will they find?
Different programs, and I'm actually working on a new, coaching program where I created a Facebook group, a safe house where people can actually contribute, join, ask questions, and have more engagement. And I have a course as well where they can do everything from home if that's the right path for them. But they always have me on their side. I always support them. So big, big, big support. That's what they will find. And that's important to me. And everybody is so different. And that's the beauty of this whole thing. And what I love is finding the solution, because there's always a solution for everybody. And if it's not that, then it's something different. But I just like to guide and help people to get to their health goals. Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm noticing about you is that you care, right? So
hmm
you're very compassionate because you're the kind of coach that everybody would want who wants to accomplish that or not accomplish, but to have control of their health. Right? We can't fully control our health because if we have an ailment, we can't control that, right? But we can control what we do with our bodies.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
if God wants to do something to you, there's no choice. You have nothing to do. But if you are given this gift and you want to learn how to use it, I would rather go to a coach who's done it, who's in it, understands it fully. And I think that's where you come in. You're that type of coach. You're not a theory coach. I hate those coaches.
No, definitely not. I went through the ringer, myself. And It wasn't always pretty, but this is where I'm saying, like, you can't. Do you know how many times I heard no in my life? I can't do this. I can't do that. You're not a bodybuilder. You can't do bodybuilding. You will never get rid of this excess body fat. You will never be an athlete. You will, like, I had so many people telling me no. And for me, that was one of the most hurtful things. And I will never give up on a person, and I will never say you can't accomplish that. If this is in your heart, and if this is your desire, and if you want to move the needle in the right direction, oh, I will help you. I will guide you. I will do the best I can, for sure. Yes.
One of the things that I think everybody listening should understand, that it's a process. You personally went through a process. It didn't come overnight. You're not an overnight success. Nobody truly is, right? Unless they win lotto, and then, that's different. So, and anybody who is looking to change their life, to make a difference, you have to realize that it's little steps along the way will accomplish a big step. Right?
Yes.
You don't take one step from the second floor to the third floor. You take many steps, maybe 10 steps, maybe 12 steps, depending on the height of the floor. But those steps will get you to the next level. You need to take the steps.
Yes.
And so talk to me about, if you can, about what happens when we start something and we fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
How hard is it to get back on?
I love this question. When I talk with a client and I map out our journey, what we're going to do, usually it's a straight line from A to B. That's what we're going to do. And it sounds wonderful and it makes all sense. But in the same sentence, I add on that this won't happen and it's okay. We will have detours. We will have stop signs. We will have sometimes we even go backwards. The main thing is, and this is again, to stop right there immediately. Stop immediately if you go off the track. Immediately. We can always go a little bit off the road, go a little bit off, but go right back on. And the next day you start fresh. And that's it. We are not, we just checked that one day, what wasn't good. Do not go off and disappear. Seek for support and go right back on. It's like falling off a horse, right? Go right back on.
Yeah. So this is, I don't know if you can see it. This is what you're talking about. A straight line.
Exactly.
Or the one below it, right? The one below it is more like it.
That's more like it. That's just life. Life gets lively. And that's why we have a plan and we try to follow it. And if we fall off the wagon, again, be gentle. That's okay. And we do our best. And the interesting thing is, the more you do good things, the stronger you get, the better your body gets, the better your willpower gets, and it goes just up, 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 up. And that's the beauty of it. And you will get just better. Keep marching. Just keep marching. Take it day by day. I always tell my clients, when they hear the diet, and I can tell they feel overwhelmed, so just, okay, stop right there. Can you do it for one day? They say yes. I said, okay, so one day you can do a clean diet and you can do on workout. Yes. I said, okay, then we'll take that. We do it today. Today you stay on a good diet and you do your workout. Tomorrow, what you do tomorrow, to be honest with you, I don't care right now. If you go off the plan, if you don't work out, I don't care. Tomorrow, what happens tomorrow? We don't think about, but we just do today. The next day comes around and I said, what's today? Well, it's today again. I said, yeah, can you do the diet? Yes. Can you do one workout? Yes. Just today, one day. Yeah, I can do it. So they put a string of good days, one after the other, and all of a sudden they did the plan and they were just fine, you know? If you talk like for the rest of your life, you cannot do this and this anymore, it's a little overwhelming, and I understand. So we go gentle and we take it day by day.
You know, a lot of people put things off, right? For example, they'll say, "Hey, you know what? And maybe it's today's Thursday," and they go, well, "I'm going to start Monday." I'm going to go, "Why? What if you die before then?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if you're going to tell somebody you love them on Monday, but you can tell them today? What if
Exactly.
they died?
Yeah.
What if, right?" And I
Huge.
don't like living in what ifs, but in that instance, I do, because it's take action when you can,
Mhm.
not later. So you're thinking, I'll take action later, but meanwhile, today's the day. Today's the day you're living right
You
now.
said it so beautifully. Like, take action.
Mhm.
Important thing. Funny, like we discussed the perfect workout shoes. We discussed the perfect workout. I don't care. Just do a workout. We don't need the best equipment or the best. You have a body. We can work out.
Mhm.
That's the thing. Like, you're absolutely right. Take action. Just start. Mhm.
I like one of the words you used earlier, and then you said march. So, hey, look, march, start marching, get
Yeah,
moving.
is that right?
Knees high, march, 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 move, move, move. One of the things I tell people is like, do you watch TV? Like, yeah. I said, are there commercials? Yeah. I said, what do you do during the commercials? Most people watch a commercial, they see something about food, and then they go in the kitchen. I
Yeah,
said, why don't you move around? Stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. They're like, oh, that's exhausting. I said, so on the next commercial, do jumping jacks or just walk around your coffee table. But don't sit there the whole 30 minutes if it's a 30-minute show. Stand up, move around a little bit. And before you know it, you're working.
right.
And yet you may be watching your favorite show. I don't watch TV, so I don't have that problem. So
Same here. I don't watch TV either.
yeah.
But the that's a huge point. I think we totally over think the workout part. If you're just active in your leisure time, our bodies are not meant to sit around. We are meant to move, and ideally would be if you only sit 2 to 4 hours a day. That's when you have your meal time. Otherwise, we should be moving. Um, it's a big part, and people just overthink the workouts and intensity and like what to do and what no. Yeah, if you do little things in between, and if it's, to be honest with you, gardening, cleaning out the garage, you're not sitting, you're doing something, and that's big. That makes a big difference. Like, yeah, that moves the needle.
Yeah. You know what happens to a lot of people who have manual labor jobs? They're in somewhat good shape, but if they retire, they start to gain weight
Right.
because
Yep.
they're not moving anymore.
Correct.
So the key
Few-
is if you retire, and anybody who's about to retire, start thinking of what can I do? How can I move every day? If
Yeah.
it's maybe a 30-minute walk, if it's maybe swimming, jogging, jump roping, whatever, running with the dog, running with the kids, whatever.
Absolutely. I think there has to be a self-care plan in place. Um, what you are going to do, how to set it up, and yeah, for sure.
So, Angela, this has been so much fun. Thank you for letting me get to know you a little bit better. And I am your biggest fan right now. So
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Appreciate you being here. And do me a favor, come on my other shows and we'll talk shortly. Okay. Everybody, have an exceptional day. And we are looking forward to seeing you next time. Take care, everybody.